Hi all, today we're taking a look at Kompete, a battle royale that can be done in duos, trios. I think there's other teams as well, but we will be playing it trios a bit later on. Unfortunately I recorded it without any sound on for my mic, so I'm going to add some voiceover because I like the game and I like the recordings that we've managed to get. You can go into the game and adjust your DNA, which changes what your character actually looks like. But you can see in the bottom of the page it actually even affects your skill attributes. So whilst I decided to make mine really chunky, he got very slow, but he did get better recoil and damage reduction. So chunky boys are slower but harder at fighting. The game is similar to most battle royales that you jump in from a helicopter and then you have to stay inside the circle to try and kill off the other teams, and the winner is the last one to survive. So we joined the game with a friend called Dub, and then we were matched with a third person for trios. This was on a community night.
First time playing?
When we were playing kind of with different people from the community, because that's how they're trying to keep the servers full, which is always a bit of a difficulty with the PvP. I didn't have the sound on, so I wasn't actually aware that there was in-game chat, so I'm assuming the person keeps talking to me without me noticing. We're looking over the map right now, selecting where we're going to land in. We end up deciding to go to the shipyard because it was a bit further out and we were hoping that everyone had jumped in before we got there. As you jump out, you then have to use kind of like a rocket drone maybe to slow your descent, and you can see in the bottom left above my name there's a yellow bar. This is the fuel for that, so you can't just do it instantly. And we land straight into a fight. No weapons other than my axe. One teammate goes down and then I attempt to try and get this person who's running away. So I managed to take them out. My teammate dies. I try to pick up his gun. And then I get shot in the back. So it was a pretty quick first look, but you can see that this other person has quite a few guns that they were able to find before they actually started fighting.
I really just
so this time,
I think that's actually your stamina bar too.
Decided to land by the garage. It was a bit out of the way of the line of the helicopter. And where you get your items from are these safes that you find around the map, and it drops out kind of your grenades and your weapons. So I actually managed to find some weapons this time. My camera is covering the weapons, but I've picked up a shotgun and then an assault rifle. All the weapons are named after animals. Right now, most of the scenery is kind of just the buildings. There isn't anything particularly inside the buildings, but it is in a kind of closed testing. So that's the reason they're kind of building out the main structures first.
Yeah, I still gotta get a weapon.
You can see on the map in the top left-hand corner that the circle's moved and the red kind of wave is coming towards us. As it takes over, we do start taking some damage. It's not a huge amount of damage, but we'll just keep, and we have to just keep running to try and get out of it. So I'm able to get out of the circle, and then I find some people manage to get a couple of shots off.
Shot down. That is so crazy, bro. As soon as I got out.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to finish anyone off. One of our teammates got disconnected, and my other guy just got taken out. I do find a nice pile of weapons.
Oh yeah. So
and
it's
then
just
get shot from
duos in the
behind.
middle of a trio now. Damn,
And that's
GG's,
the
bro.
end of it for that round. Again, slightly more successful than the first one, but not great. Dub managed to reconnect, and we were partnered with someone new for our next game at trios. We'll try and jump a bit earlier this time to see if we can get some weapons before anything takes off. So after gathering up some weapons, we head out to try and find some people. You can jump and use your rocket glider at any point, but you do need to be wary of the fuel in the bottom left-hand corner. We've managed to get ourselves in the circle, so we're not quite as in a rush as we had been previously. One thing that I didn't use a great deal is behind my head is a phone which shows kind of how many building points you have, and you can build trampolines, stairs, and barriers. Didn't particularly use it a great deal in the game, but I think that was more because of forgetting about it rather than it not being useful. You have these vents that we can get some height on so we can cross the river because we see someone across the other side. Haven't really got the right weapons for it. So we jumped over the other side to see if we could get behind these people who we'd seen previously. Again, my shooting wasn't great, not actually able to hit anyone. So I decided to run away. Your health does regenerate, so you don't need to find health or anything like that. You just need to hide for a little bit. Had 2 teammates taken out already. And unfortunately I get taken out, and that kind of ends our run for it. One thing that's not been shown is that if your teammates are still alive after, I think it's 20 or 30 seconds, you can be flown back in for redemption. And then that can kind of get you back full in with your squad, but you only land with an axe, so you do have to go and find weapons again. But you can see that there's quite a variety of weapons that get used. You've got the snipers, the assault rifles, shotguns, there's throwable grenades and dynamite that you can use as well. But overall, I quite like the game. It's still quite early. You do only seem to get players during the community nights, else there just isn't anyone on. We tried to play a game after the community night ended, and we just sat waiting for a while, which is just standard with most PvP ones, especially if the access is kind of closed right now. We'll be looking to play it again. Did enjoy it. Definitely fun playing with Dub and playing with other people. We had another team who was also playing at the same time. It looks clean. The guns feel nice. It takes a bit of getting used to with how it actually operates compared to some of the other battle royales I play. But once you got used to it, it was fine. Definitely need to remember about the building. And maybe put a bit more effort into deciding how my guy looks to have the best stats that I'm looking for. But that is it for Compete today. Thanks for watching, and remember to play games that you enjoy.